Hello, my friends. Welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew, and today, I wanted to talk about this 4070 Super a little bit. I've been playing around with this today. Now, I've been playing Alone in the Dark. I decided to pick this up so that we could cover it for the channel. I was gonna kind of hold off on it a little bit because I've got Horizon Forbidden West tomorrow on PC to cover, and then I also have Dragon's Dogma 2. But I wanted to get this. I got a video uploading right now for you guys. So 4K on the 4070 Super. We're running anywhere from 60 to 80 frames a second, native 4K with epic settings. This game looks absolutely incredible. Gameplay is pretty decent so far. So I'm hoping that by the weekend, by the end of the weekend, I will throw the 7800 XT back in there, and I'll get you a video for Alone in the Dark. I'll get you a video for Alone in the Dark. I'll get you a video for Horizon Forbidden West, and I will get you a video for Dragon's Dogma 2, all running on the 7800 XT. And then hopefully, throughout the week after I do that, then I can throw in the 7600 XT and the 7900 XT and try to get you guys some videos. But I don't know if I'm going to do like a whole bunch of like side-by-sides, because that takes a lot of time to first of all find a place that you can run them side by side that's actual freaking like gameplay and stuff like that, and then get them lined up. That is a very time consuming process, and I don't know if I really want to take this in that direction. My main goal with the 4070 Super and the 7800 XT, obviously this channel started as a console channel. And over the time that this channel has been around, three years now. We're at 3 years. Like literally we are at 3 years that this channel has been up. And over the course of that time, I've transitioned, evolved over to the PC platform for the most part. But I still care about my console friends, my Xbox guys, my PlayStation guys. The whole point of covering like the mid-range, my friends, because I get told this a lot. Man, you should get a 4090, or you should do this, or you should do that. I'm a console gamer at heart, man. 38 years of console gaming, and now I'm in the PC, and I'm excited about PC and what the PC can do and how it's transformed my gaming experience for the better. So the whole point of covering mid-range is to help my friends, the other people that are on console, if they want to. Like, I'm not trying to force anybody, and I'm not trying to tell you need to leave your Xbox or your PlayStation. If you're comfortable right there, and that's good enough for you, and you can find enjoyment and really enjoy your gaming experience on the consoles, hey man, like, that's awesome. I 100% I'm happy for you. And to be completely honest with you, I probably would be in the same boat had I not. I'd be in a different boat right now had I not started this channel, because I wouldn't be on PC right now. But I could guarantee you, the mindset that I had at the beginning of this generation for consoles, I would have been mad. I would have been mad all the time. Every time we got a 1080p game, I would have been mad. Like, I would have been very mad. But since getting on PC and, purchasing a 1440p monitor and all of these other things that I've done have taught me so much, and have brought me to a point where, like, yes, I can still play on the consoles, obviously. And I can still accept lower resolutions, all the way down to 30 frames per second, all of that kind of stuff. But at the same time, now that I've been able to get on the PC platform and really truly experience these games the way they're supposed to be played, I still do get on the games, crank them all the way up to epic settings, hit the native resolutions, all of that kind of stuff. I'm like, yeah, I want to see this game. And yeah, obviously, I think my experience would be significantly better if I bought a really high-end. Well, I got a 7900 XT, so I do have access to a high-end experience. But the whole point of it, man, and I think this is the thing that a lot of other channels miss when they do this content, is because they're coming from a mindset of like, yeah, dude, I'm playing this on a 4090 and it is absolutely incredible. when the majority of gamers, especially people coming from console to PC, they're not going to rush right out and buy 4090s. That is ridiculously too much money. And in their minds, you can get a $500 console that plays next gen games fine. And that's true. Like these consoles are not bad at all. And if you're able to temper your expectations and get a 1080p and still use like a 1080p screen, your experience on these consoles is absolutely phenomenal. The biggest problem though with 1080p screens is you don't get no HDR support, so that sucks. You don't get access to the 120 FPS modes, and that sucks as well. And you don't get like VRR support. So yeah, your options are a monitor, a gaming monitor, or a 4K TV. So I get that. Like I get the argument for, you know, hey man, I'm a console gamer and I'm satisfied. Why should I go to PC? It's too expensive. It's way high. The cost of entry is super high, and like what do I actually get in return? And that's why I'm covering the Nvidia side and I'm covering the AMD side. And there's no need to pit them against each other at all. Really, there's none. I cannot see no reason anymore to pit AMD versus Nvidia. There's no reason to do that. Both of them offer a compelling experience and a reason to buy those. So if you're getting into PC gaming, if you're a console gamer and you're getting into PC gaming, you have to look at it this way. For Nvidia, yes, you are paying for a name. And you are paying for a lot of features as a gamer that you're probably not going to use. And and because of that, for the price point that you pay into Nvidia, you're going to get overall, I don't want to say lower performance, because you do have tools like frame generation, you have, you know, DLSS, you have ray tracing, all of that stuff that can be utilized with DLSS and all of these other features to boost your frame rate. So you're not necessarily getting like a bad frame rate. Whereas on AMD, the same money that you would pay for an Nvidia GPU, you get more power. Like right now for this GPU, the 4070 Super, $600, pay like what, $643. But then on the other side of the aisle, you can get a 7900 GRE, which is essentially a trimmed down 7900 XT, and then a slightly upgraded 7800 XT, which is, you know, for the price point that they brought it out at $550, actually is a very good deal. A very, very powerful GPU that's going to give you a pretty solid experience and better ray tracing than a 7800 XT, but not as good of ray tracing as a 7900 XT, nor you're not going to get as good of ray tracing as you are on the 4070 Super. So if that is important to you, 4070 Super is so far in my testing, it does deliver a ray tracing experience that is pretty good if you're utilizing like DLSS. You don't necessarily need to use frame generation for that, but in this testing, the frame generation on Nvidia does work a little bit differently than the AMD. AMD's solution basically doubles your frame rate, whereas Nvidia will add more frames to it. Like if you're at 60, then it'll bump you to 80 or something, or maybe even 90. It doesn't 100% just double your frame rate, but it does in some cases look a little bit smoother in my experience so far. Like it does look a little bit smoother. But if you are using FSR 3 on the 4070, then it does double the frame rate just like it does on the AMD GPUs. So it's kind of interesting, man. Like this is pretty cool to have access to both GPUs and not be like tunnel vision to the point where I'm like, oh my gosh, dude, I love AMD. I do love AMD. I think AMD is incredible, and I feel like it it absolutely delivers a better, easier to understand user experience. But with Nvidia bringing out this new Nvidia app or whatever, they are moving in the right direction, and they do need to really focus and provide a solid user experience, because as a console gamer, that kind of stuff is important, you know. I mean, think about it. As a console gamer, you get in there, you select performance or quality. On the PC, there's significantly more options, but you still can pretty much set like a performance, all of that kind of stuff. But in getting into Nvidia, I mean, I've had this card for 2 days now, and I've still had to, you know, struggle with a little bit of things, you know, like the recording software, all of those things that normally that I don't have a problem with on the AMD side. AMD feels more plug and play, whereas Nvidia is definitely going to require some setup, some getting to know like stuff. You like if you put the Nvidia card in there and just leave everything stock, it will deliver at least a pretty decent experience for the most part. But if you want to fully utilize it, you're gonna have to change your color settings. You're gonna have to get in there and set up your different screens. There's things that you're gonna want to set up, that aren't gonna be as straightforward as they are on the AMD side of things. But overall, man, like, I'm excited about this 4070 Super. I'm looking at it from a different point of view. I'm looking at it from okay, there's people out there that want Nvidia, and they're not going to listen to the whole AMD spiel. They don't care. They absolutely don't care. Nvidia is what they want to have. So I need to do my best as a content creator and somebody that's excited about PC and wants to help my console friends move from console to PC in the least painful way possible. And yes, I've put out a lot of money on this channel to figure that out. And yes, I have been pretty pig-headed in trying to figure it out on my own. I do listen to a lot of the feedback that you guys give me. I really do. But like, I've been really pig-headed about it, and I'm not doing that no more. Like, I'm not being pig-headed about it no more. I'm just trying to learn how to utilize and use Nvidia the best, so that I can teach, so that I can show people, and as well as the AMD experience. Like, we just got a new update for the AMD drivers today. I'll be downloading that, over the weekend or something. But I want to. This time right now, I'm trying to do as much of the Nvidia thing as I can. I'm trying to get through at least a whole month with that without having to throw the AMD cards back in there, because the AMD experience is very simple, very easy to set up, very very easy to get into. So when I'm doing that, like, it's just so easy to stay stuck in that. And if I don't force myself to do this Nvidia stuff, if I don't stick with it, and if I don't make it work, and if I don't figure this stuff out, then it just makes things a lot more like one-sided. And I'm not trying to do that. I actually, in a part of me kind of wants to move away from covering the 7900 XT and pretty much just stick to like the 4070 Super and 7800. And then every once in a while, when the game comes out for PlayStation, like with Horizon, Forbidden West, I want to cover that on the 7600 XT to see how close or above I can get it over the PS5 experience, so that you guys know that is an option as well. Like, that 7600 XT with 16 gigs of VRAM, I'm not like all the other guys. Like, I do think that it offers a compelling experience that I mean, you can play these games and you can play these next-gen games on that GPU and still get a dang good experience for the money you're paying into it. To me, the 7600 XT is more like a console experience, where you're going to have to, you're definitely going to be at a point where you're going to make some concessions, but at the same time, you're still going to be able to get on par or significantly better than the console experience with that. And man, like, PC gaming, man, it has its ups and downs. It definitely does. There's things that could easily, like, could throw you off. But honestly, guys, with a little bit of like determination to go out and learn this stuff, and to like figure it out, and to ask questions, and to like see for yourself, just playing around with things, it's not going to take too long for you to be like, okay, but I don't recommend getting rid of your consoles after getting a PC. Hang on to those. Hang on to them so that you have a reference. Keep them during this console generation for sure. And then next generation, like, you'll know, okay, do I hit into the do I give into the FOMO and buy the new console because I want this, or do I just stick to PC, wait a little while? The first thing, don't buy that generation of GPUs that come out with the freaking consoles. If the console comes out and GPUs launch at the same time, wait till the next GPU launch before upgrading. Just to be on the safe side. Just to be on the safe side. The 30 series was a little bit like, oh boy, what the heck is this? So just wait one generation after that to let the new consoles kind of kick in, let some of the new games come out, and then see where you're at GPU wise, and that'll save you some money too. So Yes, 4070 Super is definitely a good option for the mid-range. Absolutely incredible. Definitely outperforms the 4070 that I did have. And by not by a wide margin, but it's good enough to where it's like, okay, this feels more like the 7800 XT experience and even better in some ways, to be completely honest with you. But I still think the 7800 XT is definitely a viable card, and it will save you some money. So you could put that into like your CPU. You can get more you can get more RAM. You can get a better motherboard. You can get just the extra money that you can save. You could put towards other parts to beef up your system for later down the road. And that's pretty much what PC gaming is. Is later down the road, you might need this or you might need that, and you want to be able to have. Your GPU just needs to be better than what the console experience is. And if you can get it to that, then you will be having a good time. 4070 Super. In my opinion, guys, and this is my honest opinion, after buying a Founders Edition and playing around with this GPU, looking at it, feeling it, playing these games, I think it was worth the $600 to me. It was. But I also feel like the 7900 GRE or the 7800 XT are equally worth your money and will deliver a decent enough experience to where you don't necessarily have to be like, okay, I got to get the Nvidia GPU. Like, you don't have to be like that. You don't have to have that mindset. Does it have nice features? Yes. The ray tracing, all of that stuff is nice. I still am on the side that, like, I think that ray tracing is going to get better, but if you've got the money, like if you have the money to buy into Nvidia, why leave it on the table, right? Why leave it on the table if you don't have to? If you can do it and you want to see it and you want to grow with that experience, awesome. And I kind of feel like that's the way Nvidia is designed, is to be upgraded every generation. And I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. I just think you need to know that going into it. That, yeah, dude, if you go into Nvidia, there is a strong chance that the FOMO is going to be a lot heavier on the Nvidia side. It is, but I think it could potentially be easier for console gamers as long as you get a GPU that's going to deliver on that experience. I think you'll be okay for the most part, but at the same time, guys, it is one of those things where not paying attention to things and if you have to make a decision on an Nvidia GPU because of finances, I suggest getting AMD. That's my honest opinion. If you feel like you have to settle for Nvidia for certain Nvidia card, buy the AMD option. You know what I mean? Like if you feel like you're settling on Nvidia, be like, oh man, this card's only got like 8 gigs of VRAM, but it's like $450 and that's all the money I got. Get the AMD side because you're going to get more VRAM. And I can't stress enough that how important VRAM is, especially in this console generation. You want a minimum. I still think 16 is a minimum if you want like 1440p, 4K visuals, but I'm finding 12 gigs to be acceptable because if you're going to upgrade every generation, I feel like 12 gigabytes is going to be fine for right now. There are going to be some games that you're going to struggle a little bit with, but it is what it is. For the most part, I feel like games are starting to get optimized a little bit better to take that 12 gigabytes into consideration. So I think that as you see more games come out, I think they will be, taken. I think they will be taking that more into consideration, so I think it will definitely be better. So, all right, my friends, that's what I got to say about the 4070 Super right now. I am pretty happy with this card. I'm actually very happy with this card, to be completely honest with you. It's a premium experience. It felt premium yesterday when I opened it up. When I put it in there, when I get everything set up, playing around with things, checking out the new Nvidia app, I'm excited for that to grow and get better. I really am. I am very excited for that to grow and get better and to bring more features to it, because the easier it is for you to get into and access and learn and find out things on your own without having to watch a whole bunch of videos, just having an app with a little thing on the question mark thing so you can see what each individual setting does. Oh, that is so good. I love that feature, and AMD does that very well. So I'm really hoping that Nvidia can really make that user experience a core pillar of what the Nvidia GPUs can do, because Nvidia GPUs can do so many things. AMD GPUs can do so many things, but with AMD you have so much better access because you can see exactly, or at least find out right there without having to watch a bunch of videos what those settings do, or at least give you a general idea of what to look up so that you know what those certain features do. So yes, Nvidia is a bit behind on that, but it's like they're light years ahead on certain things, but then they're behind on the basic freaking user experience, which is which I don't understand that. I mean, like, I get it, you know, like the enthusiast GPU class, they're like, whatever, we'll let these guys figure it out. These guys are smart, they know exactly what they're doing. I get that, but you know, you got a lot of console guys like myself coming to PC, so yes, we need the training wheels, Nvidia. We need them badly. We need you to put a lot of effort into this so that myself and others can learn this and get in there and have some fun and enjoy your product. So, all right, my friends, if you like this content, do not forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one.